And again, we are, I said earlier we're the last bastion, in the region for land and others. Well, there's land that we have. We just need to be smart about what we do.
Exactly.
And that includes the growth of our residential development.
Well, the big
with respect
criticism that some of us have had about the county's historical growth plans is that they have been almost exclusively focused on residential, and when it comes to trying to attract new businesses, either we're not marketing ourselves on a county basis as well as we could or should. The criticism is, yeah, we got a great football stadium, yeah, we got some great warehouses and stuff, but we really got to hunker down and get some of these great top-of-the-line research firms, these high-tech firms, to start moving. Now, there's been some movement like that into the county, and there's been a good bit of that moving into the Bowie area. But so how do we go about packaging ourselves differently, if that's what it is? How's County Executive Mike Jackson go to the IBMs and the Hewlett Packards and whatever and say, have we got a place for you?
Well, I tell you, it goes back to you build that team of progressive, trend-setting, forward-thinking individuals, and we sit down and we devise a plan. I tell you, we've got the University of Maryland, which is becoming more and more of a research university. We have the Johns Hopkins, which is not far away.
Johns Hopkins, I've heard that name before.
We may have someone who has some connections there, but you have Bowie State University here.
Right.
We have Howard University has property in Beltsville. I mean, there are some opportunities here for us, to be able to offer some training grounds. I mean, we talked a little earlier about, we touched on a little earlier about, the Office of the Sheriff. My agency, took it upon itself to become an internship ground for our students. We have students from Bowie State, from the University of Maryland, from the University of Baltimore, what have you. We'll open our doors up to anyone because we know the value of that. Prince George's County becomes a training ground because we have a large government, and you can bring in interns from any institution or any business to come in here to train inside of our government, to get to know what our government needs and to offer best practices. You can go to IBM and say, hey, you have some new employees, or you have some employees you want to train, you want to have some employees you want to bring down, you want to try out some new concepts, anything, come down to our OITC, come down to whatever you want to do. And I think if we look at it from a partnership standpoint, more so than just a bidding war with other jurisdictions, we don't have a good track record. So we have to figure out where we're weak, which is we don't have a good track record. Now we have to figure out where we're strong, and that comes from building relationships. And those businesses are in the business of doing business. So if we show them that we're in the business of doing business in Prince George's County and we're looking to grow the future leaders, and this is the place for someone to get in here to start, to be on the cusp of something beautiful and something new in the Washington metropolitan area, we've got it. We got the corridor. We have the 295, Route 50, 301, 95, the Beltway. Anything you need, everything comes through Prince George's County. Everything. Why don't we have it? It's because we haven't built a team yet. We're on the roads. We're en route to it because we are making headway. And, so that headway, we're looking to take that baton and take it a little further, and be prepared to pass it on to the next people who are coming in behind us. So
great. Fred's obviously thinking of Bowie needs zoning authority. He covers.
Is that what he was trying to ask?
He covers it up.
I thought it was pretty straightforward.
With other things, but Bowie wants its own zoning authority.
No, we want land use authority.
Yes.
Land use authority.
We want to be able to make the decision as to when Devaney Estates gets approved and what it looks like and how and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, Laurel has the kind of authority that we would look for. And also, when he mentions the Park Planning Commission, we drop about $16, $17 million to the Park Planning Commission. Our return is, I say not
good bit less than
somewhat less than that. Our return is about a couple $100,000, if that. And we always want to, on a fairness factor, we look at the Park Planning Commission as kind of their own taxing authority, that they can come in and really take our taxes. And that's fine, but the fairness factor would be if we would accrue more of the good things from them, rather than we have some of the rangers that work on our parks are paid and a few things like that. But the difference in what we send in to the Park Planning Commission and what we get back is just not, I see no fairness or equity in that relationship. And it's really a problem that you could, as the county executive, work on it, but it's a council problem. And I guess the council looks at it from that 16, 17 million is spread throughout the county. And that's why we don't get so much back, or don't get a fair portion of what our taxes are sent in.
Well, let me ask you this. That's certainly something that we will look at. I'm not trying to give you an answer for sure. But I mean, what has been the response with and to the inquiries? Can you say it on TV?
I think his laughter is about what it is. We do get no response, and the mayor has been hammering at that for years. And when I love your idea of a coalition, and we're all together, and that's correct. And what's good for the county is also correct. But I just look at it from a fairness factor.
If Bowie is contributing this much, then
I figure that my tax money is going to Colma Manor and Cottage City and other places, and that's fine with me. But I think we should get a plus factor back. Some of it, yes.
Right. Sure. No, I understand what you're saying. I mean, and what I can say today, and can only say today, I would have to look at that more, but and to see if that's something that's solely, with the county executives or officers, or working with the council. And park and planning in that regard, to see where, I do know that there are a number of issues that we're going to be addressing with respect to park and planning. Not all bad, mainly good, but I think we need to take a look at every entity that has some influence in our county. And again, go back to building that team, a team that's led by a county manager, you can call them whatever you want to call them, but someone who is interested in managing the county. And I think that's very important. I think it's very important for our citizens to understand that when we went to the Office of the Sheriff, we have managed that agency. We are a very viable agency because we are fiscally responsible, and we were bent on ensuring that the public could trust that we were going to do what they expected us to do there with the resources that we have. And we intend to do the same thing with the county. And it's just that simple, because if we don't, we lose the public's trust, and we'll never gain the trust of those who can come in to help us move beyond this economic time that we're in.
Okay. We're about running. I'm going to have to wrap it up. We got a minute.
You got 30 seconds. Why should the people of Bowie vote for you for county executive?
The people of Bowie has always been a great place for us.
Good answer.
Well, I tell you what,
because they're great people. That's right.
Well, look, I can tell you, I've watched the city of Bowie annex over the years, and oftentimes when you see, a city grow or a county grow, there's always a little angst about that. But I watched the systematic growth of the city of Bowie, and I watched a very diligent and educated a group of people that are in this city who actually care about what goes on in the county. So you have here a person who's Prince George's County, homegrown, native son, who is very in tune.
You know how to get here.
Who's very, absolutely. I'm here all the time. I'm here all the time. But you have a person that actually cares about the county and actually cares, which means he cares about every city in the county. So
we got to wrap it up. Thank you, Sheriff, for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate having you here. I might mention that he's being supported tonight by Deputy Sheriff Jim Panetta, who is not on camera, because he's
back there holding a gun on us.
He's a little shy. And that's it. But we really appreciate you.
No, thank you for having me.
Good
I appreciate it.
And we'll certainly during the campaign, we'll have you back again.
Yes, sir.